Okay, so picture this. You sit down at your desk, you're ready to work, and the only thing you can hear is that whirring sound from your computer tower.
The mini jet engine. Yeah, I know it well. You want all that power, but you just want silence.
Exactly. It's that classic trade-off. And that brings us right to our deep dive today. We're looking at a very specific piece of hardware. It's the NTI ST-IPUSB4K-LCAU.
That just rolls right off the tongue.
It really doesn't. But what it is a KVM extender over IP. Now, the marketing calls it low cost, and I got to pause right there. It retails for about $460.
Right. And for a casual home user, that is not a low-cost solution.
Not at all.
But in the professional AV world, the enterprise space, these things can easily get into the thousands. So from that perspective, $460 is actually pretty competitive.
That's a fair point. So the whole mission here is to basically separate you from your computer, your console, the keyboard, video, mouse from the actual machine.
By up to 328 feet or 100 meters, you're effectively teleporting your workstation.
I like that, teleporting. So how does it work? It's not just a long cable.
No, it's a bit smarter. You have two boxes. The local unit plugs into your computer wherever you've hidden it away.
In a server closet or the basement or something.
Exactly. And then the remote unit sits on your desk with your monitor and peripherals. And the thing connecting them is just one single standard network cable, a CT6 or CT7.
And that's the key, right? You are not getting a 4K HDMI signal over 300 feet of a normal cable without spending an absolute fortune. Using standard Ethernet cabling just makes it so much more accessible.
It does. But, there's always a trade-off. Pushing video over Ethernet usually involves some kind of compression.
I was just looking at the resolution specs, and yeah, there's a definite gotcha in there. It says it supports Ultra HD 4K.
Which is true. But the fine print is that it's 4K at 30 hertz.
Oof. Okay, so that's a crucial detail. For anyone who's used to a modern monitor, 60 hertz or higher, 30 hertz is going to feel laggy.
Your mouse cursor will feel kind of floaty. It's totally fine for watching a video or for digital signage where the image is mostly static.
But for fast-paced design work or anything that needs fluid motion,
I wouldn't recommend it. You'd probably want to drop the resolution down to 1080p. At 1080p, you get the full 60 hertz experience.
so you're trading pixels for smoothness.
It's a choice you have to make. On the plus side, the audio support is pretty solid. Dolby, DTS, PCM. So for a home theater where the PC is in another room, it works quite well.
Now, you said it's IP-based, so we don't just have to plug box A directly into box B, do we? We can put a network switch in the middle.
You absolutely can, and that's where it gets more flexible. It opens up what they call a point-to-many setup.
Meaning one computer could broadcast its screen to, say, multiple desks in an office.
Exactly. You could have several remote units all viewing the same source. Now, to be clear, you can't have three people all fighting for control of the mouse.
Okay, that makes sense. Only one person can drive at a time.
Right, the USB control is managed, but putting a switch in the middle does affect the distance. Remember that 328-foot range we mentioned?
Yeah, the 100 meters.
That's for a direct connection. If you use a switch, the max length from the switch to either the local or remote unit drops to 164 feet, so 50 meters.
Still a very usable distance for most places, but definitely something you need to plan for. Don't go drilling holes before you measure.
Please don't. Another nice feature on the local unit, the one by the computer, is the HDMI pass-through.
Ah, so it's like a built-in splitter.
Sort of. It means you can still have a monitor plugged in right there at the computer itself. It's a great safety net. If your network goes down, you're not totally locked out of your machine.
Good thinking. Speaking of being locked out, or maybe plugged out, there's one very specific detail in this model number people need to know about. The LCAU at the very end.
Yes, this is a classic supply chain thing. LCAU specifies that the power supply it ships with has an ASNZS 3112 plug.
Which is the standard for it.
Australia and New Zealand.
So if you buy this exact SKU in the US or in Europe, the plug physically won't fit into your wall outlet.
Correct. You'll need a simple travel adapter. The power brick itself is universal voltage, so it won't fry anything, but you just won't be able to plug it in out of the box.
That is a really good tip. So to wrap this up, for about $460, you get a solution to create a silent, clean workspace. It pushes 4K, but with that 30 hertz limitation.
It's a very strong contender for specific uses. Secure server rooms, digital signage, home theaters. It solves the distance problem without needing crazy expensive cabling.
It really does. And it leaves me with this one sort of philosophical thought to end on.
Oh.
If you can access your powerful workstation from 300 feet away, with basically zero latency. Where is your office? Is it the room with the computer, or is it the room with you in it?
That's a great question. Maybe that's what remote work is really all about.
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.